Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the Ugandan Podcast, brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance in collaboration with MultiChoice Uganda. Now, we've heard the word BPO being tossed around, but it's more than just a buzzword. It's a reality in transforming Uganda's digital economy. And today we have our host and a gentleman who's very hands-on when it comes to positioning Uganda as a BPO destination for the future. So first and foremost, with me, I have the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Aminah Zawedde, and the Managing Director of MultiChoice Uganda, Hassan Saleh. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you too for hosting us.
Thank you for hosting us.
It feels so weird hosting you in your own home. This is your space.
Us on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, on the Ugandan Podcast.
So today we're talking about outsourcing for impact. And there has been this word that's going on, BPO. And yes, there are a few Ugandans who are informed, but the average Ugandan might not be in the know exactly what business process outsourcing is. So let me start with you, Permanent Secretary. What is BPO and how is the ministry's digital transformation roadmap aligning with BPO?
Well, BPO is, like you said, is a buzzword, but it's an acronym or an abbreviation where B stands for business, P for process, and O for outsourcing. So it is business process outsourcing. And what does this mean? Business process outsourcing is an opportunity, usually an employment opportunity that somebody has to do for an entity, to do for an organization, for a company, without necessarily being a full-time person for that company.
Okay.
Or, it's normally done on contract basis or on a part-time basis. And some of the examples I could give is starting from your house or from your home. We hire house helps. We hire people to come and help us clean our homes, the compound, do fumigation and all that. These things you can actually do yourself if you had all the time.
Right.
However, because you have other priorities, and normally business process outsourcing is done because you have other priorities to focus on, and then you say, let me bring somebody to help me do this work.
Yes.
Today we are hosting this show, but maybe you could hold the camera or Saleh can do the same as
Absolutely.
well. But because we have to sit this side of a camera and run the things, we have to bring somebody else to do the stuff for us. Okay. So the team doing the production is an outsourced, function, as an example. So you find that big organization, telecom companies, do need outsourcing in the area of, for example, help, the service desk.
Yes.
Or the call center.
Call centers,
when you have challenges today on one of your phones, whether you're using Airtel or you're using MTN, when you call in, somebody will talk to you. Or even when you call into the bank, if they have helplines, then they will call and say, okay, we are recording this call for purposes of improving our efficiency, that kind of thing. But somebody out there is not the owner of that company, but they have been put there to help you in that moment in time.
Right.
So they could be a part-time person, or they could be that they're working for 6 months. If they don't improve themselves, maybe then they get another person. So business process outsourcing is a whole big industry out there, not only for, service desk support, but also for developing software solutions, for supporting hospitals. We get nurses and administrators to do that. In the motor vehicle industry, some of you are buying vehicles online, but there's somebody there at the back helping you to choose that car and determine, and you feel like you're talking to the company, but you're actually talking to another, group of people. So there is a lot of that in the areas of hospitality, for hotels, accommodation, in the area of health, for telemedicine, in the area of the fintech, the banking industry, software development, and so forth. So that is what entirely business process outsourcing is about. And Uganda having a number of young people, our population is 46 million people, but 70% of that, about 30 million plus people, are young people who are energetic and can do this kind of work, and they are educated. We graduate about 30,000 students every year out of the various universities with so many degrees in, STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, in education. Today, the Japanese, for example, want to speak and learn English. Who is going to teach them? Somebody can sit here in Uganda and teach a Japanese English. Somebody can sit here in Uganda and teach an Arabic, somebody speaking Arabic English and vice versa.
Right.
So all that can be done in the outsourcing industry. So for the viewers out there, I don't want you to think that what you're studying is irrelevant, but it is all relevant. You just need to upskill it with IT or harness it with IT, skills, because it is mainly done using ICT. You have to be online.
Absolutely.
To do this service. Yeah, and you have to have connectivity to do that, which as a government, through the Ministry of ICT, we are providing connectivity, but we are not going to come and tell you now you have to have these, you have to be skilled. We tell you what kind of skill sets you need. You get yourself prepared, and then when the opportunities come, we have created a database where we are registering people on our website, the Ministry of ICT website. If you go to ict.go.ug, we have a business process outsourcing portal where you can register. And when we get to an opportunity of matching companies that want to recruit and hire people, then we look at what you have done, what skill sets you have, and match you with this entity or company. And we have done so for some companies in Japan to date. And also right now we have a firm that has set up Helpware. It's an American company that has hired so far up to over 600 people with an target,
right?
Ugandans.
Wow. 600.
600. And their target is to get up to 5,000 people. So the young people out there. These are opportunities that we are creating for you. Yes, it is possible because the world out there, those developed countries have few people, but they want people to work for them. Japan has one of the old countries with the oldest populations in the world.
Aging population.
Aging.
Yeah.
They don't say old.
Aging.
The aging population in the world. So they need young people to work for them. Otherwise, their industries will collapse. So in Europe as well, you saw during COVID, I think many of these countries lost a number of people. So they don't want us to go and migrate to their countries. They want us to work for them from our homes in their countries. But we also don't want our people to leave the country.
Yes.
We also have parents, you have parents, grandparents that you need to take care of. So earn the money from here and work for the people there. You create efficiency for them, but you also earn revenue for yourself and contribute to the GDP or gross domestic profit for this country.
Absolutely. That is the goal.
Yeah.
And to you, Mr. Hassan Saleh, as someone that exists in this space of BPO and the digital economy as it goes, what role would MultiChoice play into supporting positioning Uganda as a BPO destination, as well as what you do, which is the content economy and digital services?
Okay, thank you very much. I think before I go into the role that MultiChoice could play, it would be imperative that I probably share with you what we are doing today.
Please do.
But I also like to take a step back. Listening to Doctor, I must commend the efforts that we are taking as a government and the ministry specifically, because I see three phenomena happening in today's world. One, she mentioned that we have about 30,000 young graduates, coming out. Is it annually? Annually, right? Meaning that we continue to prepare skills in abundance. That's one. Two, organizations, and particularly the private sector, are continuously looking to harness efficiencies, manage costs, and tap into skill sets. And number three, the digital economy is here.
Yes.
And these three phenomena, if fused together, it's only imperative that BPO kicks in. Because, and I'm going to give a very simple example, today out of the 30,000, you can imagine how many professional accountants there.
Yes.
But also you can imagine how many small to medium-sized organizations there are that need the services of an accountant, but may not necessarily afford one. Mm-hmm. And if they tapped into an entity that has accountants who give hours, give hours, then it would mean a lot. Now, it makes it even simpler if we tap into the digital economy, because then I don't need physical people to be with me, but yet I can get a quality service. Now, MultiChoice today has 2 outbound call centers. Mm-hmm. That's an outbound. When we say outbound, those that contact customers.
Yes.
And those outbound call centers, they call our customers and help customers discover content, help cross-sell and upsell. We then have, and of those 2, one is a social, we call it a social call center, deals with social media, customers coming on social media.
Okay.
We have 2 inbound call centers. And those call centers, their role is to receive your calls as customers. When you call in, you have an issue, a technical issue, or you want help discover, content, or you want to buy, a service or hardware. That's the role of those call centers. And we employ easily close to 300, right? And that's MultiChoice. On top of that, our entire IT infra and software is outsourced. So I don't need to own,
the hardware.
The hardware and software. They're outsourced.
Yes.
So you rent, you lease, whatever the model is, it's easier for me to manage the cost thereof. But I know that every time a software is down or needs upgrading, there's somebody that has better expertise than I am to come and, give me a quality service.
Right.
I run warehouses, but those warehouses are outsourced by somebody like a Multilines, like a DHL, whose skill and specialty is in managing warehousing and logistics, right? Because that's not my core competence. My core competence is giving you content.
Yes.
Right? So if I can get somebody that has that core competence, then, right? Another interesting aspect of BPO, which is now coming to the question, how do we play the role? Unbeknown to many, and probably because you're in the industry, all the content that you see on Pearl Magic Prime, the local content.
Yes.
We have to rely on experts.
Yes.
At content creation. These guys, we have to rely on, the best camera crews, the best script writers, the best, of content creation.
Right.
For you to be able to enjoy Damalai, to be able to enjoy Sanyo, to be able to enjoy Crossroads, which is typical Ugandan content. Behind that show, you would have had hundreds, if not thousands, of people partaking into an episode coming alive. So that's because I don't employ camera crew. I don't employ, script writers. I have to rely on outsourcing. Now, the outsourcing model will be commissioning or, buying, whatever you want to call it. But that's, and there we have invested heavily because we believe that in telling our African content, we're going to have to build and rely on skill sets. And those skill sets are available. Young, I like, what Doctor was saying about the young people that are coming. Great young skills that are doing magical stuff. So that those are some of the aspects, and there are quite a number, right? I've been privileged to work in 3 industries: the FMCG industry, the telecom industry, and broadcasting now. And if I look at how these industries have evolved in Uganda, in the olden days, a typical Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, or Nile breweries literally would outsource their entire distribution. So the trucks that you see on the roads may or may not be owned by
Pepsi,
the parent company.
whatever.
It's a whole, you outsource the entire logistics.
Right.
Because there are people that are experts at distribution. There are people that are experts at managing vehicles. And for us at MultiChoice, that's what we've looked at harnessing across the continent, not just in Uganda, but across the continent. In Uganda, we've partnered with the ministry, on opportunities to continue skilling young people that thrive in the digital economy, remembering the three aspects in mind. That we have upcoming people that are graduating numbers, the digital economy is here, and we need those skill sets.
Yes.
Right? So that's the piece that we're contributing to tapping into BPO within the digital economy today in Uganda.
Which I'm actually going to ask you about in just a moment as well. But back to you, Doctor. We've had time and time again the digital transformation roadmap. And yes, certain elements have already been discussed. But I also want to talk about the digital transformation roadmap in regards to BPO. Are there any key policy interventions or programs that the Ministry of ICT is undergoing? You had shared before that some more information can be found on the website, which I've also taken down because I'm very interested now. But I wanted to know if there's any key areas that the ministry is handling right now.
Okay. Now, for the digital transformation roadmap, I'm just going to take just a minute, please, to kind of break it down for people, because someone might wonder, if we're talking about BPO, now we're introducing roadmaps. Someone might think it's crossroads that Hassan is talking about. But our digital transformation roadmap is a journey that we have put in place, a 5-year journey for us to be able to realize or achieve our digital Uganda vision. We have a vision where we want Uganda to be by 2040 in terms of digitization. But how to walk that journey is what the roadmap is about. So that roadmap is emphasizing 5 key areas. Within 5 years, we are taking steps every 5 years. Walk 5-year journey, assess ourselves, walk until we shall get to 2040. So we are emphasizing 5 areas, which are the ingredients for digital transformation. For all these things we are talking about, the niceties of business process outsourcing to thrive, you have to have infrastructure. So digital infrastructure is one of our key priorities. We want to ensure that we expand connectivity, we have data centers, we have access to devices, computers, because without them, you can't be able to thrive. Right. So supporting the private, and government is not doing it on its own. This roadmap is a roadmap that is owned by all Ugandans, government, private sector, everybody. Hassan here, MultiChoice cannot work without infrastructure.
Yes.
Just imagine, today we have apps, DSTV apps and all this. You can't do it if you don't have connectivity. So that is one priority that we have. And
I'll talk about particularly infrastructure.
Yes.
To just share with you the importance of building infrastructure that for us as MultiChoice.
Yeah. And then the second area of focus is digital services, taking as many services online as possible. Remember I said that you have to do BPO online.
Yes.
And you only go online if you can interface with a portal or sign on to some application, have an email, and all that. As Ugandans, for you to work for companies in the US, you have to be maybe a registered company in Uganda. But how do you register, through Uganda Registration Services Bureau if it didn't have an application for you to log on and do registration? So we are emphasizing digitization as much as possible so that people can work in their comfort zones or access services in their comfort zones. And so that is promoting digital services for both government and the private sector. Then the third area is cybersecurity and data protection and privacy. Business process outsourcing emphasizes and thrives on security and data protection, because we talked about the different industries where this is applied. If you're dealing with telemedicine, you're dealing with patients' information. How sure are we that this information is safe? How sure are we that it is the patient is protected? If you're doing online transactions, you're transferring money for, paying for something on Amazon, for example. How sure are we that when you go on PayPal, your information is secure, no one is going to take your money? They're only going to take that money that is supposed to be deducted and nothing else. So that is one area we are also emphasizing in that roadmap. Security in terms of expertise, but also security in terms of the infrastructure and setup and applications involved. Reliability. We have a data protection office, so that also takes care of the data protection. For anybody who wants to develop a system or is dealing in an industry where we're dealing with personal data, you have to register with the data protection office. It's part of the compliance that is required to operate in this industry. Then the fourth area is digital skilling. If you don't have the skill sets, like remember I told you that for someone to do BPO, you have to have the ICT skills.
Yes.
But also not only for BPO, this roadmap is not a BPO roadmap, but it is a BPO for digitizing the country. So BPO is only one of those things that we can achieve through this, if we have all the digitization set in terms of the pillars, then, employment opportunities can be created. But also government has to run. Absolutely. We have to provide services to the people. If you want a passport, if you want a national ID, now we are busy renewing and registering for national IDs. So all these are systems being put in place. If you want to get a permit for touring, we're also promoting tourism in this country. Absolutely. There are portals to do that. So government is also digitizing to create efficiency, but also the private sector is doing the same. But we all have to move in a structured manner. So digital skilling for basic, we are emphasizing basic digital skilling to not only support people in the BPO industry or business process outsourcing industry, but also anybody doing services in this country. A market vendor should be able to market their products online. Absolutely. And that is where, our dear friends, MultiChoice, who support us on, content creation, content management, content development, all that, can support us in that way, because it can help these people at these lower levels to be able to know how best should an image be taken or content be promoted. And for the film industry as well. Then we have digital skilling at intermediate level to help us do our technical work in offices. I believe Hassan is running with a lot of, if he's doing performance assessment for his staff, I don't think he's taking a book and paper to do that. Online. It must be online and automated. So we are doing the same for our offices to run our businesses. Then we have the high-end skills where you need these, people with skills in emerging technologies. We're talking about AI today, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, autonomous, vehicles and all these things. Now that is the high end that we also have to prepare for as a country. Then lastly is innovation and entrepreneurship. All these solutions we see today, I think even the birth of this podcast is an innovation, is an idea. Somebody has sat down and thought through how this should run for a long, for a lifetime. Then somebody sat down. I think I have been a client of MultiChoice for some time. But I think they started off with only that content that was not Ugandan. But today we see, Pearl Magic and all these others. These have been birthed because somebody sat and said, okay, how do we get homegrown solutions for Uganda? How do we get content that is appreciated by Ugandans? If that hadn't been the case, probably I don't know what Ugandans would be watching today.
So but that also, Doctor, to mention something that had the infrastructure journey not walked, perhaps innovation wouldn't be where it is today.
Wouldn't be where it is today. Yeah. So, innovation has birthed a lot of solutions for us. And as government, we have actually taken on a number of innovations in terms of solutions that have been birthed by innovators, and government has consumed them. For example, for us to do procurement in government, we are using an e-procurement system developed by Ugandans. To register your business online, there's Uganda Registration Services Bureau has the online business registration system developed by Ugandans. Yeah. You have heard the buzzword PDM, Parish Development Model. We developed a system to manage the parish development model. PDM, it's called PDMIS, Parish Development Management Information System. Developed by Ugandans, these systems are employing, I think to date altogether, the ones that government has consumed, are employing 500 people plus.
Oh, wow.
Ugandans. So these, now these are doing outsourcing for government because they have developed these solutions. They have to run them, maintain them. So that is how, and you see, these pillars can't work in isolation. Like Hassan said, without infrastructure, you can't run innovation.
Yes.
Without infrastructure, internet, you can't have services. So infrastructure is a foundation. Then you have these services, then you strengthen them in terms of security, have innovators. But at the end of the day, we have what we call the enabling environment, which are the laws, the rules, the regulations, and space within which we have to operate. Because you can't operate aimlessly. Yes. Otherwise, everything would go out of hand. So we have policies in place. Now for BPO, we have a business process outsourcing policy that Cabinet approved last financial year. And by last financial, I mean by, by June 2024. Yeah, that is when we had that policy approved. And it is creating guidelines and an environment through which business process outsourcing can thrive.
I actually like to call them progressive regulations and policy.
Yes.
Because if they're not, policies can be punitive. They can be barriers.
They can be restrictive.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. Stagnate the entire process.
I like to refer to them as progressive.
Progressive. Right?
Yes.
And indeed progressive because this business process outsourcing policy is promoting and emphasizing incentives for us to attract companies to come to Uganda to employ our people, but also to support our people to be open and register themselves, for example. Because some people fear to be taxed. There's a fear for young people. When they hear about taxes, it's like police, they don't want to go there.
Thank you very much.
But it's very healthy to be taxed because, a tax contributes to the development of your country and to the growth of your country. For us to expand your internet to reach all corners of your home, of your country, if you don't contribute, actually, I don't want to use the word tax. I want to call it contribution to your country's development. It's an obligation that everyone should have as soon as they turn 18 or even earlier if you started working, if you're earning. But it's a contribution you give to, because there are certain things that have to be done collectively.
Yes.
If you need a road, you can't build a road individually.
Yes.
Government has to do it for you. If you want hospital services, it has to be, there are certain things that you cannot do, but government has to do, but can only do them if you contribute towards that. So this policy is, supporting the thriving of business process outsourcing. Our job as government is to promote the country, but we can't promote it alone still.
Right.
People have to post positive content about the country online. Today, if people want to know about Uganda, they might find some negativity there, but we want to erase that narrative and be posting only good vibes. Yeah, people call it good vibes.
Good vibes.
Be posting only good, positive content online, so that anybody wants to know about Uganda, it's a place, a home everyone wants to go to, and we shall promote that. Of course, we have already got some 50 companies to date.
That's impressive.
That have registered for business process outsourcing. So we are moving baby steps, and we'll get there. And I know Hassan will talk about the numbers that they're also
I wanted to bring home two examples that touch our digitization transformation.
Yes.
Right, in the 5 pillars. And let me start with infrastructure. Today, MultiChoice Uganda, like all other, entities in the other jurisdictions, carry local channels as part of our packages. So the NBSs, NTVs, and Book a Day, name them. In the olden days, we would have to carry them through satellite, and latency was not good, quality not good. Today, a channel is carried through fiber to South Africa. And in South Africa, it is put into whatever package you will pay for.
Yeah.
It's then sent to Spain to be uplinked onto a satellite called E36, then back down to your decoder.
So is that what that means when we see the E36 message on our screens?
That's an error. That's something else.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was just trying to make the connection.
For that to happen, and we've been encouraging all these local channels now to say the best way for us to get your feed, we call it a feed, at its near best quality is to go through fiber. Now, if infrastructure were not here, you would still be getting poor quality local channel pictures. But simply because infrastructure is not available. Today, I simply tell the local channel, hey, there are 3 or 4, fiber entities, work with them, ensure that your feed is down. It comes quality, and I can be able to give you the picture seconds later.
Nice.
That's it.
When we were growing up, we used to see rice in the TV.
Absolutely.
And then after a certain time, the colored bars.
So you can tell our age.
The second example, right, that is again home and very relatable to us. In the olden days, if you needed to share a content piece with MultiChoice and tell them, I've got this act, I want to sell it to you, I want you to commission it or whatever it is, you'd need to board a plane, fly to Nairobi to meet the content team, take them through, do a pitch. Today, you just upload your work online and you engage with the team digitally. What that has done for us in the creative industry is that we are spoiled for choice. We have content in abundance. Uganda is one of those countries that they say you've got so much quality content.
Yes.
Why? Because even you and I and Doctor and yourself, you can, if you have good quality, innovative work, you do a demo run, you upload it.
Yes.
And the conditions, criteria are there. So content creation and supply to MultiChoice is no longer a preserve of those that can afford a flight to Nairobi.
Yes.
Right? And that has opened the doors. If you attend the Uganda Film Festival every year, you will see that each year we've got young, great new talent coming up.
Absolutely.
But it's because of the enablement of the environment. So it's no longer a preserve for a selected few. Why?
Right.
Because they can afford. And I thought, those are two examples that kind of, when I hear Doctor, talking about the transformation journey, for me, it's relatable because there's direct impact to how better I can serve customers and give them great content. So it's kind of like a 360 degree.
You're feeding into each other.
Absolutely.
They enable the environment, you're able to utilize them. Ultimately, you also pay taxes back to the government, further enabling them. So you had spoken to Doctor, but then I also have a question to you.
Yes.
As an organization in the private sector that is greatly benefiting from BPO, are there any programs that MultiChoice is implementing that will help skill the digital workforce that's feeding into the BPO, further feeding into this conversation of how you feed into each other?
A skilling program that is dear to us across the continent is our MultiChoice Talent Factory. The MultiChoice Talent Factory was created by MultiChoice to specifically skill all these people that are here, right? Because we come from the pretext that says we want to be the ones that tell the African story best.
Yes.
To be able to tell that story, we need to create a hungry, skilled,
workforce.
For them to be able to be skilled, they need to harness those skills.
Yes.
Hence, partnering with the Minister of ICT, we've partnered with the Uganda Communications Commission to ensure that the program is rich in terms of the skills that we identify and harness and train. Mm-hmm. The program has been on now for 5+ years, and each year we continue to recruit young talent, put them into the MultiChoice Talent Factory to teach them how to create content and how to create content in the digital world, right? So today, I've got a producer, a director that can create a short film with a camera, right? With a phone, and it's great content. So we have to skill that. And we've touched, easily in the last 5 years, a couple of hundreds, quality skills, script writers, camera crew, light. I didn't know I need to go to school to, to balance the right light, right? So it's a contribution that we see, coming through, and it's adding value, right? And by doing so and scaling, we are now seeing entities come up, young people getting together and creating BPOs within the industry.
Yes.
And you've got a company whose skill is to do camera work.
Yeah.
And they've come together and because this equipment is very expensive. So,
it is.
Right? We now have companies here in Uganda that lease or rent equipment for content creation.
Nice.
All that is possible because of what we call the 360 degree, right?
Yes.
That we enable the environment for creation, we enable the environment for consumption, we enable the environment for... It means that if you say, I want to be an expert in supplying equipment, then there's an opportunity for you to be able to do that. Yeah. So the industry has opened up mini BPOs to serve
within itself,
within itself, which is a good journey to see unfolding. Yeah,
I like the fact that even I am appreciating BPO more in real time in this conversation. So back to you, Doctor. You mentioned
so interesting. Before you go back to Doctor, in the olden days, I used to think that BPO was just call centers.
Call centers,
Yes.
When you say BPO, people immediately think it's call centers. But for me, it's like an onion. That when you
the layers,
you start to see very many layers of possibilities within the BPO world, right? And there's a lot that we can harness in the industry. I'm sure if today you invited, a CEO in another industry, they would give you a whole new horizon of the possibilities of BPO.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're telling us about the BPO in the content world.
Absolutely.
But I want to stay on this wavelength of feeding into each other and collaborations. Earlier, Doctor, you mentioned 50 companies that you're already working with. I want you to speak more to that collaboration between government and the private sector when it comes to this conversation of BPO.
The partnerships that we have forged include working together with private companies, but also working together with associations. We have a BPO Association of Uganda, a Business Process Outsourcing Association of Uganda, that has got people of like minds who want to support this industry together, and they get together, come up with guidelines within which they're supposed to operate, just like any association is supposed to do.
Right.
So we partner with the BPO Association of Uganda, private sector companies, private sector foundation as well. We partner with development partners also to support us in, doing sometimes you need to do studies or collect data. This thing is a global industry.
Yes.
So for anybody to come to Uganda and not go to any other country, there has to be a basis.
Yes.
And today
A
people,
value proposition.
today people rely heavily on data. That's why I talked about us being able to promote the country, even as an individual. Whatever you post online contributes to you as a Ugandan. What you take online. So there are some global indices that inform the position of the country in terms of its ranking globally. What is it like? So development partners help us in conducting these studies, like the ITU, International Telecommunications Union, helps us on some of these studies. We also partner with our fellow government entities and agencies to do that. To be precise and maybe particular about which some of the entities that we have partnered with. MultiChoice, for example, is supporting us on the skilling.
Yes.
Of content creation and content creators. Because if you're taking information online, how you position it, how you brand it, is a skill that people have to attain. I think sometimes you see people posting images that are blurry and then you wonder why. Or the caption on that is not adding up. So because MultiChoice has expertise in that field, we partner with them to promote our content. Then we've partnered with development partners like JICA, the Japanese government, through JICA. JICA is a Japanese international cooperation agency. These people have helped us to get in touch with companies in Japan, and we have done what we call business matching. Companies give us criteria of the kind of people that they want, and then we are sourcing these innovators or young people from Uganda and taking them to them. We have also partners with innovation hubs in the private sector, but we have also set up innovation hubs in different parts of the country. We have the National ICT Innovation Hub in Nakawa.
Yes.
We have set up an innovation hub at Kabale University, then at Soroti University, and in the East, and Muni University. We're going to set up one in Lira University, I think, in the next financial year. So all these partnerships help us to, first of all, tap into these young people. Where are they? What is their talent? How do we harness this talent to be able to get to that level that is globally appreciated? We have also partnered with other governments. For example, the Philippines. The Philippines is number 2 in BPO in the world. Number 1 is India. But we have an MOU with the Philippines in the sense that if they get all their business and they have a spillover, let it be to Uganda because of the value proposition we have set up. We have a country with a young population. We speak very good English. We have, our time zone is favorable.
That's important.
In terms of, we are at the equator. So we always have, we can support the US when it's going to sleep. We are waking up. So we're able to support a number of countries that are hours ahead of us or behind us because we equally marshaled. But then we have also now developed, policies in place that you said are progressive. Progressive policies that are friendly and attracting all these people. So the partnerships are not only internal in the country, but they are also external as well in different areas. Partnerships to support us in infrastructure development, partnerships to help us in skilling, in bringing expertise, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, but also partnerships for now, the employment. So we have firms that among those firms that we are talking about, the 50, there are like the very prominent BPO firms like Technobring. There's Helpware. Helpware is an American-based firm. Then we have one, Envigo, based in Uganda, but also works a lot with India and other parts of the world. We also partnered with some Romanian firm, I forget the name, but all that information is available on our website. Yeah.
ICT.go.ug.
ICT.go.ug.
I had to take that one down.
Yes.
Speaking of Ugandans speaking very good English, our inbound call centers are also set up to be able to handle customers in other English-speaking African countries. Ghana, Nigeria. So in the event that, and we have once in a blue moon, you have a system glitch, in Nigeria or Ghana, we host customer resolutions and queries, and we've done it before. In fact, if we were good Swahili speakers, we would do that for Swahili-speaking countries like Tanzania or Kenya. And I think it's Kenya that handles the the Swahili-speaking.
Yeah.
And that's how good we are and how reliable we are at, for example, typical customer serving BPOs. Yeah.
And still speaking to what it is that you do, because you talked about how you have the 2 outbound call centers, 2 inbound call centers, and skilling in terms of creation of content, but MultiChoice is in the business of local content. You've talked about the way that people are able to earn a living through creation of content, but local content does more than just give a job. Local content in and of itself also contributes to the BPO conversation. So if you could help us with just how far can local content help in terms of BPO, because that's a conversation for today.
Thank you. So one, knowledge dissemination.
Yes.
Part of the speeding up of the BPO journey is going to be how well we create awareness, how well we enrich Ugandans with the knowledge that actually, if I've got skill X and she's got skill X and you've got skill X and we get together, we could give a service as professionals, right?
Yes.
What else, can we be able to do? It's in enabling particularly the low to mid-level entrepreneurs, trust in their ability to give services. And I'll give an example. Today, I have slightly over 500 professional installers. And these are certified installers because we certify them.
Yes.
They are the self...
Taught.
I don't want to call them quack installers, but, for you to be a certified installer for DSTV, you have to undergo through training. And these are self-employed.
Also, they're not employees of DSTV.
No,
it's also a BPO.
They're self-employed, yeah.
Wonderful.
They're self-employed. And we even encourage them to get together and make, either units or companies of, say, 100, where we now consider this unit of 100 is in charge of Kampala CBD, right? Because we run an Uber model. And the Uber model is that customer calls in or customer comes, needs a service, and we identify the nearest certified installer to be able to come and do a customer resolution or do you, right? And we've been able to enable them with, digital equipment and for their ability to be able to give you quality service. So when I come to your home, I know that I'm giving the best of service. We have to educate them on the etiquette of coming to a customer's home and, right?
Very important.
Identifying yourself and being able to confirm that indeed I've come to give a service and you give a service, right?
Yeah.
It's bare minimum customer service qualifications, but they're important. So that's another value, that we've got a lot of young, innovative, semi-low skill that don't know that they can learn a skill and give it.
Yes.
Installation as an example. So that's another opportunity, for us to contribute towards the BPO conversation.
Yeah.
Then the other is, again, partnering with the ministry and entities like the BPO Association to educate people on the BPO value chain.
Yes.
On the how to make money in the BPO
Space, yes.
space, because it sounds all nice, But like any other business or any other service you offer, you need to get to know the numbers. What does it take? How much do I put in? How do I charge my skill? And if I charge, am I charging per hour? How do I make money? Right? And the education of people coming up in the BPO space on the economics of BPO is quite vital.
Absolutely.
Right? Because then it scales the industry, right? And I think those are what come off my mind quickly in terms of what contribution.
It's very deliberate thought goes into this process. I'm seeing on both the ministry and private sector levels.
And I think that's probably the most powerful contributor,
right,
to the BPO process, and not just the BPO process, but the entire digital transformation. The acceptance that partnership between private sector and government is what's going to give us the roadmap, right? And I like the fact that we're continuously dialoguing.
Yes.
In both private and, because then we then harness opportunities, and we know what I can contribute, what ministry can contribute, what government can contribute, what I can do, where I should focus my energies. And that's where we are today.
All right, thank you for that. Doctor, back to you. Earlier you touched on making infrastructure accessible in the rural areas as well, because at the end of the day, the government of Uganda isn't just for Kampala and urban areas, it's for the entire country. Right. And I wanted to talk about accessibility of the skills and the opportunities of BPO. What is the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance doing to make this accessible for everyone across Uganda, especially those in rural areas?
On the skilling component, the Ministry of Education and Sports is the ministry in charge of our curriculum and in charge of ensuring that everybody is skilled with the right skill sets that industry needs. That is the obligation. But as a Ministry of ICT, because our expertise is in ICT or digitization, we guide on what kind of programs are supposed to be offered. So on this skilling component, relevant programs. On this particular pillar of digital skilling, it's actually the Ministry of Education that is leading on that pillar. Okay. However, we work with Ministry of Education through a number of entities or through a number of initiatives to do this digital skilling. For example, through Uganda Communications Commission, we are able to furnish and set up computer labs in schools. If we are talking about digital skilling and the person doesn't have access to a computer, or doesn't have access to a teacher who will do this facilitation, it becomes difficult. Of course, we know that the young people are ahead of time when it comes to, dealing with gadgets and the digitization. Yeah. But there are certain fundamentals, I think, that need to be given.
Right.
So, UCC is setting up computer labs in especially those rural schools. And the job of the ministry is to ensure that there is connectivity. But even where there is no connectivity, we rely on the private sector like MTN or Airtel that have reached those places, and we provide internet to those schools. But we have also designed programs through the Uganda Institute of Communications Technology, that is the training institution under the ministry. We have set up short-term programs that we are pushing out as those relevant skill sets that are required in the ICT sector. There are some skill sets for hardware management and maintenance. There are skill sets for, coding, developing applications. Then we have other skill sets for marketing. Even marketing is a big thing.
Oh, it's a heavy...
Marketing, Marketing, communications, marketing, branding is a big field that we are also looking towards. Because even as government, we have to communicate what government is doing. What best way can you do it apart from, the only way you have to do it is to get our communication officers to be able to deliver that message. And then we also have a number of projects that have come up to support skilling. We have one called Uganda-Japan Connect. It is a project between Uganda and Japan to be able, remember I talked about the business matching. To be able to get companies in Japan to come and employ people in Uganda. We have got corporate social responsibility from private sector players. MTN has an MTNS program for skilling. Now MultiChoice has that program I told you of content developers. Then we also have got our innovators to go to conferences like JITEX. It was a global innovators conference. It happens annually, I think, in Morocco. So we take people there to be able to meet potential employers. So in terms of skilling, we have also, I think, recommended the ICDL certificate or International Computer Driver's License certification as a bare minimum certificate that can get us to be able to say that, as I market Uganda as a destination for BPO, you find that all our young people I'm giving, you have this basic certificate. So that gives us a plus. Remember when they told us that if you don't pass math in O-level or A-level, then your grade even changes. If someone might not take it. So if I know that this person has this certification, then people have confidence in this potential employee of being able to at least navigate the applications in this area. So we give those recommendations. But that information we make publicly accessible and also encourage the young people out there. As you're doing your degree, also acquire these IT skills. As you go into your vacation, go and sign up because some of these are as cheap as, I think, 350,000. Some are even free sometimes on some application websites like Coursera or something like that. You can access them. But I know our young people sometimes focus on WhatsApp, TikTok, Snapchat.
This is true. This is true.
So if they could use their time more profitably, we would be able to get to that level.
But the information is readily available. The onus is now on them to utilize it.
Yes. Our job is to tell them about the opportunities, where they can find them, and it is up to them to sign up for them. But also, like Hassan here said, people have to have the bare basic minimum customer care services. Attitude really matters in the BPO space. If you're given a job, you're not going to be chased to perform. You're not going to be chased to do your job in whatever way. You have to have it in your mindset. When these firms come, they're employing people by the hour. And you're expected to deliver certain targets within that hour. So if you don't, then you're not actually spoiling opportunities for yourself alone, but for the entire country.
Yes.
They say, I don't know how this goes in English. Muliamamba aveeromu n'avumya ekika, but then they say one rotten apple will spoil the juice. So one rotten passion fruit, if you're making juice, will just spoil everything. So that one Ugandan who is going to be recruited by an American firm and does not do their job well will spoil it for all Ugandans. So that is a message out there to the young people viewing us. Do your best and you'll help support the entire population.
Absolutely.
You'll make our reputation or break it.
Yes, you make it or break it.
Very interesting when we're skilling, guys for content creation. We remind them that this is content that will be consumed globally.
Yes.
Although it's local Ugandan content, but you're producing something to be consumed globally.
Yes.
And therefore you have to up your game. And the qualifications or preconditions we give you to be able for your content to qualify or to be able to qualify as a producer are international standards. They're not localized Ugandan standards. So they have to be up there.
They have to be
absolutely
able to meet the global qualifications.
Expectations.
You're not just competing with Ugandans, now you're competing with the world. We're in a global village at the moment.
Yes.
So you've both spoken to the next question, but that's perfect for me. Because I was going to say maybe what you would speak to Ugandans who are hoping to capitalize on the BPO space, but you've already addressed some of that. So if you have any parting shots to the individual, like you said, the resources are there. Now it's on you to utilize. Is there anything else that you'd have to say to the young people hoping to utilize the BPO space?
Starting with me or Hassan?
Starting with me or...
Let's start with Hassan because your submission was last.
So, in my mind, I have this saying that says, you seek and you get. You seek, you get. So if I were to give a parting shot to Ugandans, the opportunities are opening up. And BPO is very wide. So you can tap into the BPO space where you feel best skilled, where you feel passionate, because you also have to have the passionate. You know, you have to be passionate about the BPO space. Seek and you get. Today, there are young and younger people that are here seeking out to the Uganda Communications Commission, for example, to understand how they can, you know, be enlightened or educated on certain, you know, skill sets. Today, the ministry's doors open, right, in terms of enabling, you know, people tap into the space. So opportunities are there. The private sector, you know, is open, wide open to tapping into various, you know, outsourced processes.
Yes.
Much more than where in the olden days. So the opportunities are there. You seek, you get.
You seek and get. Yeah. And for you, Doctor?
I will not move far away from what is said, but I will also package mine as opportunities meet the prepared.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you seek and get, you're preparing yourself for the opportunities. So, the opportunities are there. Prepare yourself so that when they come, you know, there is nothing like lucky. You know, you can't just be lucky. You're lucky if you have prepared yourself.
Yes.
Then the opportunity comes and grabs you. So, following Hassan's message, I will just, my icing on the cake is opportunity meets the prepared. Yeah. When you prepare yourself, the opportunities are massive. Yeah. And as a ministry, government of Uganda, it is our job and responsibility to create an environment for this to happen.
Well, thank you for that. And thank you for your efforts, both of you. But before we close the episode, I would love to know, to tap into the Ugandan in you, the music that you're listening to right now. There's so many Ugandan artists that are making leaps and bounds. The MTF is producing quite a few.
Let me hear what Doctor listens
I would love to know what is on your playlist, Doctor.
I wanted to ask.
Now your opportunity is here.
Let me hear. Doctor, tell us.
One Ugandan song or music that I like?
Let's say maybe top three.
Top three.
At the moment. Top three Ugandan songs that you love.
I forget the name, but I love my namesake's music, Azawi. Yeah. I also love, there's this duet between Afrigo and, is it Jose or Bobby Wine?
Is it
Jose? It's a Uganda song, right? Called Teddy Mobi.
Teddy Mobi.
Teddy Mobi,
right?
Yeah. Okay. That one. And then the last one is what?
I'm listening.
Don't judge. We listen, but we
listen, but we don't judge.
And the last one is I really don't know the names of these songs. You just got me wrong. If you had prepared me, I would have got you. But who? I like Sheba's music because it's lively. Love dancing to it.
It's energetic.
Yeah, it's energetic. And also Rema's music. She's Rema?
Yes.
Yeah.
Rema.
Yeah.
Your music catalog is extensive and across...
You told me Ugandan.
Yes. Cool. And we appreciate it.
Yeah.
And for you, Mr. Saleh.
Okay. One, Gutuja. Who sang Gutuja?
I'm also singing it in my head, but the voice has refused to come.
You know those songs you know, but you don't know.
B2C.
B2C. So B2C. So I loved radio and whistle. And I think with radios, passing sort of B2C
took over.
It's taken that space in my mind. I love what they do and their songs. The second is Fik for Maker. So Fik for Maker gets me, gets the crazy me out, right? Yes, out. And I particularly love to see when young kids are dancing to Fik for Makers, songs. So I think those are my two artists. Ugandan, yes, that's it.
You both have such complex catalogs that I would have never guessed that that's what you're listening to. But I'm so glad I asked that question because now I know you even a bit better. And once again, thank you so much for the efforts from the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and from MultiChoice Uganda. We really do appreciate you shaping the future of Uganda's digital economy. And of course, thank you for watching the Ugandan Podcast where we're talking about BPO. Hopefully it has shifted from just a buzzword to something that even you could change your life with. Until next time, this has been the Ugandan Podcast. Stay blessed.